Hello, my name is Liza and I'm your Seriously Silly Stamper. I've been working on some note cards, thank yous, that are monogrammed. What I'm going to show you is actually how I use the Stamparatus to make the sentiment, because these letters are so tiny. But the actual card was made only using this stamp set. I know that's pretty awesome, right? That you think that this is all letters. How can you make such a pretty vintage inspired card? Well, there's this tiny little flower and leaf stamp here, and I used the very popular wreath method and the Stamparatus, and here's my template, and I just went to town, made a couple of cards, colored them in pretty colors, and now I'm ready to stamp the sentiment to thank you. So here's the stamp set. Like I said, it is all letters, but they're tiny. And they're photopolymer. So there's two issues. One is that because the paper is going to be so small, you have to put it in the corner. Where the hinge in the corner is, there's a gap. And that's just because the hinges are higher. So there is a solution to that, and I did purchase the Stamp and Storage Magnet Pad, which is a shim, which makes it very nice for being able to use your corner. But when you're using small stamps and that's all you have, I found myself just inking up the hinges because our stamp pads are much bigger than this piece of paper. So what my solution to that was, I used two very inexpensive, not as strong magnets, and they're thin, that I purchased online. They don't snap together and break because they are so thin, but they're not very strong. But we like that because we're only using it to build a corner. The other thing I just wanted to point out is that you'll notice I have a small little die-cut flower on one side of my Stamparatus. And what this is it tells me that this particular side of my Stamparatus has not the vinyl clear piece of paper, vinyl that I use for red rubber cling stamps. That way, when I use those type stamps, I'll always use just this side of the platform, and my stamps don't fall off into my card and make a mess. Okay, so that's that. Now, the letters, you need to be spaced in a certain way so that they look attached. So how I did it was, I put half my letters on one plate, the H, the N, and the S. The other three letters, I put the T, the A, and the K on the second, and that's what's the beauty of the Stamparatus. The next thing I did was, I have my little piece of paper, which is a little under 3 inches by 1 inch, and it basically was cut out using, I just measured actually, but just so that it would fit inside the scallop of the rectangle. Okay, and now I'm going to take my stamp pad, and I have another small magnet here that is not a Stamparatus Stampin' Up! Magnet, but it's small enough that I can put the letters on without touching the magnet. Again, these are very small letters, so you have to kind of finagle. So I'm going to ink up my letters, and I'm going to stamp, and I'm going to ink up one more time just so that I have a nicer night of navy hue. And now I'm just going to switch to the other plate. I'm going to put these 3 letters down, and ta-da! My word is perfect. And just one more time. Now, because I was making multiple colors, I have Melon Mambo, Night of Navy, Pool Party, and Mango Medley, I think. Yeah, Melody. So I just continued making these cards. I would just clean off my stamps and then just put another piece of paper down, this one here, and I would just go to town and just make up a couple. And that's basically my tip, is just to show you that there is a way to not have to stamp in the corner because you can make your own corner. I hope that you found this tip useful, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.